The Effect of Tufsin on the Anti-Inflammatory Polarization in T Cells by Georgia Xenophontos. Multiple sclerosis is a chronic, debilitating autoimmune disease resulting in inflammation caused by the degradation of the myelin sheath, and Tufsin has been shown to have the capabilities of altering immune system activity in regard to inflammation. Therefore, the purpose of this study is to address the question of, does Tufsin signal through the TGF-beta pathway in T cells? The alternate hypothesis of this study states that Tufsin is capable of promoting an anti-inflammatory M2 shift in the EL4 line of T cells. There were two aspects to this study, the direct and indirect treatments. For the direct treatment, the EL4 T cells were directly treated with NCM, Tufsin, and NCM and Tufsin combined. For the indirect treatment, the N9 microglial cells were given the same treatments. Then the media from the N9 cells were used to treat the EL4 T cells. The indirect treatment was used to analyze the extent of the role microglia played with the anti-inflammatory effects. The intensity of the bands from the gels were analyzed with ImageJ software, and the quantified results were analyzed in SPSS with an ANOVA test and a Tukey post-hoc. For the following graphs, fold change represents the band intensities of each sample compared to the band intensities of the control, which is represented on the y-axis, while the treatments are labeled on the x-axis. Even though there are undesirable statistical differences within the data, Tufsin was anticipated to have the strongest anti-inflammatory effect in each graph. The TBET graph and the GATA3 graph have the anticipated results amongst the Tufsin groups, while TGF-beta, IL-10, and TNF-alpha displayed unexplainable results. Therefore, TBET and GATA3 have the strongest anti-inflammatory effects, and Tufsin would be most beneficial when treating multiple sclerosis patients. Other studies done by Nissen et al. Suggest that microglia signal through the canonical TGF-beta pathway, therefore T cells should be signaling through the same pathway, and the results should have been less varied. This exemplifies hopeful results in the future, and this study should therefore be repeated with a larger sample size. Some of the limitations include a limited number of trials and possible PCR bias, while some of the possible solutions include more trials and increased stringency of PCR. More testing is required in order to successfully show that Tufsin can play a key role in multiple sclerosis. Therefore, the next organism to test with is mice, and with promising results, Tufsin can eventually be made into a drug.